pet show, 50% of the pets were dogs while the rest were cats. 20% of the dogs and 70% of the cats have long coats. There were 9 pets with long coats. What was the total number of pets in the show? Let's start by figuring out the percentage of cats in the show. We know that 50% were dogs and the rest were cats. So the rest have to be also 50%. 50 plus 50 will give us 100%. So the cats were 50% of the show. And now what we can do is we can take our second piece of information. 20% of the dogs had long coats. 20% of dogs, which is 50% of all the animals in the show, had long coats. And 70% of the cats, 70% of the cats, which was 50% of all the animals in the show, had long coats. So what we need to do, of is a word in math that means to multiply. We need to multiply 20% to 50% and 70% to 50%. To do that, we need to change them to their decimal forms, 0.20 and 0.50. 0.70 times 0.50. You could also, to make it quicker, 50% is half of something. So 50% of 20% would be 10%. And 50% of 70%, half of 70 is 35. So that's a bit of a quicker way to do it. Then we can combine these two percents, add them together to get 45%. And 45% represents the total amount of animals with long coats. And now that we have the percentage of animals with long coats and the number of animals with long coats, we can set up a proportional ratio to figure out the total number of pets in the entire show. If 9 pets out of an unknown total number of pets in the show have long coats, and that's equal to 45% out of 100, what is that mystery number? Well, we can cross multiply to figure it out. 45x is equal to 900. Then we do opposite operations. We divide both sides by 45. These 45s will cancel, leaving us with x equals 900 divided by 45. How many times can 45 go into 900? 45 can go into 90. You could do this a couple of ways. If you know that 45 degrees is half of 90 degrees, when you're talking about angles, you would know that 45 could go into 90 2 times evenly. And then you would bring down your 0. 45 can go into 0 0 times, giving you C as your correct answer. If you don't remember that, if you don't know offhand that 45 is half of 90, what you could do is take a look at your answer choices and use these to kind of help you get a clue. So 8 times 45 would be way over 90. It can't be answer choice A. 1 times 45, it could be, but I would try 2 times 45 just to make sure. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And then you would have found out that it definitely, your first digit has to be 2. And continue going from there. You would once again, you would once again get 20, making C your correct answer.